Back to our show. Thanks everyone coming back for the fourth part. This episode may be more than our normal hour this episode, so got a few more things to talk about here.
Let's just make sure we cut out the medical emergency.
Yes, exactly. Okay, this particular part of the episode is going to be talking about connections. Okay, and this particular connection is going to be happening on the 15th of November, and it is International Game Day.
Yay!
Remember the 15th of November.
It's the new little thing. We'll put it on a sticker. Bam! Right there on a sticker. You know?
Doesn't roll off the tongue as well as the 5th.
No, but hey.
Close enough.
We hope you don't forget the 15th of November. It's also listed plainly on your particular of the newsletter. You can check the newsletter out. It's on there on the 15th. Okay. Being that this is going to be held through the library systems, across the U.S., we thought it would be very apropos that Jerome Montgomery,
That's me.
discuss this with us, being that he is a library staff member.
That's right. I'm technically not a librarian because I do not have a science degree in library science. Okay. So,
Can't even say it.
International Game Day is a setup by the American Library Association as well as the Australian Library and Information Institute. God, that's hard to say. Along with Nordic Game Day. This is its 7th year running, and we're going to have over 200 libraries around the world participating.
Wow.
Exactly. And basically what it is a community event celebrating the world's love of games. And that's video games. That's card games. Board games. Activity games. Any kind of gaming you could think of is going to be happening around the world almost simultaneously. Okay, not simultaneously because there's, time delays and shifts and all this. All that good
So,
stuff.
in no way simultaneously will we be playing games on that day around the globe.
No.
Maybe. There you go. I dare anyone to play it in the same time zone.
And I don't know how many libraries in Georgia are doing it. I have not seen any promoting it. My library of Greene County in Greensboro, Georgia, is going to be open from 10 to 4 on November the 15th. That's 2 hours longer than we're normally open. We're extending hours just for this so that we can have International Games Day. So far, we've got games for the tots, like the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh, wow.
A game based on the book of the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar. We're having Don't Break the Ice, the old game. Ants in Your Pants. For the older kids, we're having headbands, where you put a verb a noun on your head, and the people around you have to act out the verb, and you have to try and guess. We're going to be doing Rabbit Hole, which is kind of like the game Cornhole. Yeah, where you toss a beanbag into a wooden...
Right.
Well, our library is an Uncle Remus library.
Brer Rabbit down in that
That's right.
the car, baby.
Oh, God.
What, so you don't understand Uncle
No,
Remus?
stop.
We're going to go down and get ourselves a Brer Rabbit. Brer Fox, Brer Bear.
Oh, my God, I wish I hadn't started that.
Sorry.
That Disney POS has nothing to do with the actual Uncle Remus stories.
Actually, the stories were written by several people that are not associated with Disney. They're actually a book, the actual Uncle Remus Museum.
Yes.
And you actually get to see the Brer Rabbit, and Brer Bear, and Brer Fox.
And they're not portrayed.
They're not as cartoon-like, bad goings of the South.
Yeah, that Song of the South was not...
a disaster. It was a disaster. They kept that in the vault, and it should stay there.
Yes.
But anyway, I apologize.
That's okay. but we're having Rabbit Hole because we're Uncle Remus. So then for the teenagers, we're going to have your regular Monopoly, your chess, your checkers. We're going to have, pin the tail on the rabbit, I think. We're also going to be opening up video games. We're going to be bringing out our technology program. We got iPads and Nabbies as part of a technology grant, as well as an Xbox One.
Okay.
And people can play 30 minutes at a time on these devices.
Cool.
Do you happen to have the PC games too, or?
No, we actually don't have any PC games. This is our first year doing it, so we're not going to have any actual PC games. But people will be able to use the iPads, and there's lots of game apps on those iPads, as well as the video game systems. We're also going to have you,
yes,
Jason Bullock,
I will be there,
running a World of Darkness White Wolf game. I think I said Dorkness.
No,
Dorkness?
you said wall.
Dark!
You said darkness.
World of Darkness White Wolf Promethean the Created.
Yes.
Which is an RPG. Google it. We're also going to have somebody running Dungeons and Dragons. And then we're going to have more adult games too. Again, Monopoly. We're going to be doing Risk.
Yeah.
Just 5-card stud and, just a whole bunch of games. One of the cool things is we're taking part in Global Guess What.
Oh, okay.
And basically, it's like the old Whisper game.
Yeah.
Where I whisper, hello teacup to you, and
Exactly.
you whisper,
something.
What have I heard to her?
I bit off more than I could chew.
We end up with clothing in the washing machine in China.
Exactly.
By the end of it.
We always call that Chinese whisper, so.
Last year, the game went on for 27 hours. And they started with, to live free, you have to play, was the starting phrase. Ended up with, don't tip my teacup. So it started in Australia and went all over the world and ended in Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're hoping
that's amazing
to take part in that.
So
you guys should check us out. You can register. We have registration. It's absolutely free. We just want you to register so we know how many people are coming at www.uncleremus.org/green, GRR. No, wait. I'm spelling that wrong, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
uncleremus.com/GREENE. And then at the bottom, you'll see the International Games Day registration link.
Excellent.
And we hope to see you there.
Everyone, be there. You cannot afford to pass up an obviously fun day of free fun activity.
Yeah, and the way we're putting it is we're trying to bring the community together with friends, family, and strangers to have a fun family game day.
There you go. And that's the most important thing is to, there's a line that I have to say that I stole out of Sorcerer's Apprentice, the movie, that I think is most appropriate. When the friend of the young guy who supposedly this Merlin-esque type character who's finally getting into the middle of all this crazy magic and stuff, and he says, I don't know what you're into, but you are participating. That's what you have to be. Participate.
Okay.
Sorry. You okay?
You poked me a little hard.
I do apologize. I'm participating.
No, it's a perfect comment. That's what we want. And, that's what's missing in our libraries is people participating. Because they have these iDevices and they're all junked out on social media. And I literally say this online, on when I'm promoting the Games Day. Get out of the social media jungle and get in to your community and just participate.
That's really the most important thing. That's excellent. We applaud everything that you're doing, Mr. Jerome. Thank you very much for bringing that to the table. It's important. So we look forward to seeing everybody there. All of our listeners, you know who you are. You better be there. Okay. I think we're going to take this right into the last section, culture. So, everybody who started listening to us, tough crap, we've got one more section.
Just when you thought it's over.
Dun, dun, dun! Art and films in Georgia is really what we're going to talk about, focusing on this. And then I want to talk a little bit about our special friends of November, what it means to a lot of us writers. The section after culture, though, is Big Hero 6 is a movie that Disney's putting out that's based on a Marvel property. Despite the haggling back and forth and the conflict of, we want these characters to be in it, but we can't afford to take them away because they're connected with the X-Men and the other companies own the rights to them. And then, no, we wanted it to be older. No, you want the story. So ultimately, what we're provided with from Disney is an independent-esque version of the Marvel comic, Big Hero 6. So we get a floopy-looking blow-up robot named Baymax, and Hero is decided to fight against the evils in San Francisco. That's the conglomerate of the modern era that he lives in. And to do this, he decides to use a custom-developed printer and builds armor for Baymax, so he can be cool like the other robots out there. Because Scotch tape only works so far when you're blowing up a balloon. If you've seen the trailer, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it sounds like a bagpipe.
Yeah, exactly. So then you get with Hero and Baymax, and they get their friends Gogo Tomoko, Honey Lemon, and Wasabi, and Fred. Fred, I haven't figured out who Fred's supposed to be, considering those are the two replacement characters for Sunfire from the X-Men and Silver Samurai, his cousin.
I suppose Sunfire is Wasabi, because that crap is hot.
But why would you name Fred as Silver Samurai?
I don't know. I call my guardian angel Bob.
Well, I'm sure you're calling him quite a bit. Whether you
That's true.
whether the answer's or not, that's entirely up to you guys. Okay. But so I don't want people going into this movie, the purists, thinking this is going to be a Marvel comic movie. It's not really. It's a Disney movie. It's aimed at the younger kids. Their own storyline is separate. It's going to be fun. Don't get me wrong. The villain is the same one used in the Marvel comic, okay, in the miniseries. And it takes place in a huge amusement park, just like in the thing. But don't expect to see a certain level of Marvel-like characters. They've pretty much, I don't want to say dumb these down. They have modernized them for the current audience.
So they've dumbed them down.
There you go.
Child-friendly.
Yes, child-friendly for Big Hero 6.
So they've dumbed them down.
They dumbed them down. So that's what I wanted to warn everybody. So I do want to see this, though.
You know what? At this point, I think that all comic fans should know, going into the theaters, that the movie you're going to see is not what you read in the comics. At this point, every comic reader should know that. Because it's just the simple fact that everything that we read cannot translate onto screen like we want it to.
The theater of the mind does not translate well
Exactly.
to the theater of the real.
So whether it's this or Wolverine Origins, as much as we hate that movie, or
any of the X-Men films.
I like the first X-Men.
Okay, well,
I like Days of Future Past.
Well, the original debacles.
Yeah, I mean
2 and 3 just stunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be honest about it, it stunk. But they're trying to recuperate from what.
Yeah, I mean you really should not go into it thinking that it's going to be exactly like it.
And I think they preface themselves a lot of times by saying, based on the
exactly.
So
exactly.
They're not saying this is exactly verbatim. So
I mean, only in certain circumstances should a movie be shunned and looked down upon. Is, for example, The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at this point, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
At this point, it didn't happen, and that's the only time it should really be
retcon.